Genesis. Out of the Word, out of the void came the Word, and then all creation. Science, quantum physics, is now proving spirituality stuff. Hey, now we're getting a little bit more balance here. We're getting that yin and the yang stuff, okay? Spirituality, remember there was a dichotomy in health a long time ago in the days of Rene Descartes, when they said, we will study the body, we'll stick to everything in the body, all the spiritual stuff we'll put in the church stuff, okay? Well, the trouble is, though, is you separated two very important expressions of whom what we are, okay? There's the spirit, and you've got the body, and the spirit manifests the body. You've got to understand how this works with this. And sadly enough, for the longest time, but I'm starting to see a reemergence of that, we're starting to see an embracing of the spirituality along with the physicality, the body and the mind stuff, the mind and the body stuff. And that excited us. It's really exciting because it's like, oh my gosh, they're finally putting this stuff together. We've been, for the longest time, we've been specializing and compartmentalizing it. And you know, many of you guys, it's like you go to the doctor and they go, well, you know, yeah, it's a kidney problem here. Well, you know, I've got this thing going on here. Well, they go, well, that's not my field. You got to go see somebody else. Well, it turns out that they're all interrelated, and that's what I'm finding out. Because the more I understand this and see how this stuff works, there's an interrelationship of this to that, whatever that is, okay? And we have all sorts of names for that, okay? And not to be stepping on anyone's spiritual beliefs and everything, but we call that this, we have all these names for that source, whatever, the universe, God, the I am, which I love that one because sidebar, okay, Jenny, you're used to this. Sidebar is this, okay? I was looking at basic English one day, okay, and we got like, oh, I learned this when I was in like, you know, 4th or 5th grade. I is, where's that little young lady? Oh, she's out. Okay.
She's out.
I was hoping she'd help me with this, but it was, we have a subject called I, then we have a verb, am, and then we got the object. Remember that basic English stuff?
Right.
Okay. Well, in the Bible, in the old Genesis stuff, it goes, when they ask, like, hey, who are you? And he goes, and that thing, the burning bush and that voice or whatever, says, I am that I am. I said, wow, that's really kind of cryptic, okay? But then I go like, oh, I am that I am. He's filling in the blank. I, subject, am, verb, object, the I am. I went, well, that's kind of going on in a circle, but that defines, that's pretty darn good in English terms, what that is, okay? Well, the cool part of this is when I understood that the mind limits the amount of information from that source, okay? You can call it the fall, you can call it the different religions call it the separation, there's another term for it, the Hindu stuff, Brahman, Atman, Maya, the awareness, Atman is aware of the illusion and that we exist in the illusion. There's a lot of terms, and they're all pointing to the same thing. So I had realized when I studied all these religions, I said, this is all interesting. They're all pointing to one and the same object, okay? And I used the allegory. I said, if you wanted to go from Tallahassee to Atlanta, how would you get there? And if I asked each and every one of you, you have your own specific way, okay? You have your own specific way to get to Atlanta. Okay? And each one, it serves you, okay? Because it eventually you go like, well, we can go up this way, up 27, well, we can go up to Thomasville, we can go over to Port Eagle or whatever, okay? But inevitably, everything, we all end up in Atlanta, okay? So all these different religions, whether you feel they're right or wrong or whatever, they're all pointing to the same source, Atlanta. You know, we're going to end up in Atlanta if we go whatever source, every direction we go to. we're going to go through Atlanta, and there's a joke about that. Well, and
keep it clean.
Yes, keep it clean, yes, okay. It's like, well, you want to go, where you have to still go through Atlanta. But the beauty of all this stuff is it all points to this one source, okay? And that seems to be, I call that, my terms of understanding is absolute truth, okay? Absolute truth. It's not, you have to find it. And in the Hebrew text, the old Aramaic stuff, is basically was the word that says that cannot be defined or described, okay? Because you cannot be naming it, okay? Because by you naming it, you're limiting something that's unlimited. Mm-hmm. So, that being said, hopefully we get that out of the way. The mind seems to be a constricting device of light and information. That's what it seems like. It's like this, we're these infinite beings, and we're all part of that. It says so in every religion, we have this beautiful light that's expressed through this right through here. What is the function of this mind here? And I realized it goes, oh my gosh, it limits light. It's a light limit. It's a governor. If we come from an infinite source, well, to be here and we're expressing this finite thing, it has to limit how much light can come through. But we are all this light. We all come from this one beautiful, beautiful source. However you express yourself, we are this light, okay? And this light emanates from us if we allow it. If we don't do that, we call that narrow-mindedness, okay? And when you narrow-mindedness of yourself, you emit a little bit of light. But the more you open the mind and open its consciousness and open that up, more light is then expressed through you. So there's that thing. Don't put your light under the bushel basket thingy, okay? I wish somebody else was here because they know all that Bible stuff and they'll tell me, oh, it's this. Well, sir? Parable, yes, that, okay. I get them mixed up because I've read so many different religions and everything, and it's like, but they're all kind of like, they all fit into together. So anyway, this light is limited by this mind, and that light is expressed through in each and every one of us. And so there's no difference between me and you, and there's no difference between me and you. There's no difference between you and me because there's this illusion of separateness because we all came from this one source. Now, that doesn't mean the expression of the source can't be different, okay? But the thing is we understand now that mind and that consciousness and that awareness is kind of determined by us. And what it comes down to is there's an old saying, let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. Well, let it begin with each and every one of us because we are this expression of this beautiful light, the cosmic consciousness, the I am, the absolute truth, the universe, whatever you want to call it. So, the cool part of this is this. So I said, oh, okay, that was really, really neat. One time I meditated on this thing one time and it was like, this huge voice in my head scared the crap out of me, and I told Jenny, Jenny, I said, da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're never going to believe what happened, you know?
It's a normal day in our house.
Well, you know, there's an Einstein quote that says, I want to know the mind of God. All else is just details, okay? So I said, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be open. So I said, hey, big guy, whatever you are. This is download some information here so I can understand who and what you are, and understanding through that I can understand me. So sure enough, be careful what you ask for. Okay, and I was super, super excited because then I realized it goes, oh my gosh, there's no difference between me and that source. Okay, there's the illusion of separateness. So then I went and started understanding about the whole the hologram of the universe stuff. Okay, I started going into that. That was written about like in 1995 or something like that. And I started understanding about the universe and poor Jan, and it's like, Jan! So, look, da, 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 da. And she's like, may I have my coffee first?
Yep.
May I have my coffee first?
Only after coffee.
Only after coffee.
Only after coffee, yeah.
And so I started investigating more of this. And then I said, wait a minute, if we're this manifestation of this stuff, what limits this expression of that? And I said, well, it goes back to this again here. So then I started studying more and more about consciousness and who and what we are. What makes this up in here? And it's not more than this gray matter and this white matter. We've got this subconscious and we've got this consciousness. We've got this prefrontal cortex and we've got the corpus callosum. We've got these cerebral hemispheres. We've got the yin and the yang. We've got masculine and feminine, blah, 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 blah. And I started studying all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of neat how it was expressed, okay? But here's the thing, is this. One of the things that you hear about all the time is God, well, my life is like this. My body is like this. My life is this. I feel like I'm stuck, and I know, I pray. Some people pray. Some people affirm, which is to make, I think prayer is kind of like affirming, because you're making a permanent. Anyway, that's a philosophical discourse, and I'm not getting into that right now. But we start, why is my life the way it is? You know, why is my body the way it is? Why is my life the way it is? And I said, and I finally realized it's because of your conscious beliefs, okay? Well, they go, well, I don't want this. I want my life to be this and this and this. My body to be this and this and this. And then I found out that most of the stuff that we operate on is from the subconscious, okay? 95% of your day is run by your subconscious programming, okay? 5% is conscious